Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. You won't believe story number one, and he's got the rundown.
Sam, it reads like a movie script. People go to Haiti on a humanitarian mission and a coup occurs. Today we talked to Dr. Kenneth Westfield and Supreme Court Justice Bill Maupin, who were in Haiti. And then we go down to Las Vegas and talk to John Smith, columnist with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Just what is going on down there? Sam?
And coming up on the Power Pundit panel today, Keith Lee and Martha Gould. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Aboud family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1. Have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp. Have a sip. Try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we welcome to our stage here Justice Bill Maupin of the Nevada Supreme Court and ophthalmologist Dr. Kenneth Westfield. You guys have an interesting way of spending your off time in a very good way, by doing humanitarian efforts here on behalf of the poor of the world, but your timing was kind of a little off, being in Haiti in the middle of a coup.
Well, you just got to do what you got to do. I think I just heard that said. But we certainly did not plan on being there during the coup, but we go every February to Las Calvas, and we had pretty good intelligence that we would be safe, and so we decided to go ahead and go with it.
Were you, in fact? I mean, did the coup affect where you were conducting all these operations on children's eyes?
No, it did not. Matter of fact, we did not know the rebellion had started until we had finished our work and actually gotten back down to Port-au-Prince. And then we heard the stories that this rebellion had started.
Did you have trouble getting out of Haiti?
Not at all. As a matter of fact, this year was smoother than ever. Ordinarily, when you arrive with, and of course we have all this crated up ophthalmology equipment and 2 surgical suites completely crated up, and there's these there's hundreds of porters waiting outside for you. This time, none of that. Everybody was in uniform. Everybody was organized. We got out of the airport very quickly and got basically around everywhere without incident whatsoever.
Okay, Justice Maupin, the Las Vegas Review-Journal quoted you as saying, "I'm a lawyer. All of the medicine I learned came from defending lawyers and hospitals in court." So what are you doing out there?
Well, my malpractice insurance was paid up, so I thought I could go again this year. But actually, what happened the first year that I went, at the invitation of Dr. Westfield, I was going to document an epidemiological study on macular degeneration that they do in that village. And we got over there and they were short-handed, and so they trained me as an ophthalmic technician, and so since then I've taken about 1,800 intraocular eye pressures under their supervision.
So what exactly do you do? How does he really help? Or does he get in the way?
Well,
you can tell us.
As he indicated, actually he has become an indispensable part of the team now, and works very hard, because that question has obviously been put to me several times. What does Bill really do?
Yeah.
But we do break the ophthalmic exam down into stages, and we taught him how to do one thing, and then we added on another, and then another, and as I said, he's a pretty quick study and works very hard, and it has, like I said, he's become a very integral part of the team now.
Okay, now he's got several more years to serve on his current term, but if he's out of work after that, you think there's a future for him in this business?
I've made that offer, but his agent says we can't afford him.
If you don't mind, I'd like to turn
I just want to ask one quick question of Dr. Westfield. Okay. Dr. Westfield, I know there's going to be people out there who are saying, you know, we know that there are people in Haiti that need these operations on their eyes. It's desperate.
Yes.
But aren't there also people in our own country who need similar kinds of operations? And
Yes, there are. And there are organizations and ways in which people here can get that. That there's Mission Cataract, there's Medicaid, there are various programs for people in need, and we participate in those programs in Las Vegas, such as Mission Cataract, which offers free cataract surgery to people who can't afford it here in the state of Nevada. However, we're not talking apples and apples here. All right, when you talk about the need there, you're really talking about an inaccessibility to medical care. These people have no option. They cannot get down to Port-au-Prince or wherever. It's that relative and absolute isolation that makes this trip different than other trips I've taken to other parts of the world.
The theme is that wherever you go, people are people, and these people are in need. And this organization, and this doctor in particular, make it possible for over 700 people a year that have almost no medical care to get the very best eye care that's available in our country, and that means in the world.
And we all very much appreciate both of your efforts on this behalf. I do want to just change the subject. I've got you here, and you know I want to ask you a couple other questions here. Yesterday in the New York Times, there was a major editorial saying that Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia should recuse himself from being on the court during the case involving the Bush White House because he took a plane ride and went duck hunting with Dick Cheney. How do you feel about that?
Well, Justice Scalia is one of the most brilliant jurists of our time. Whether I agree with a lot of his decisions or not is another matter, but I think you're going to have to ask him about that.
You don't have an opinion on it?
Oh, I have an opinion, but I think it's better left unsaid.
Well, we'll have to talk after the show. Okay, and then another quick question for you. Do you get irritated by politicians talking about, unhappily, about activist courts and activist justices?
No. The genius of American politics and the beauty of it is the diversity of opinion. And judicial activism is in the eye of the beholder. And I begrudge no one their view of how a court operates or their opinion about a decision that is made.
Listen, I want to say thank you to both of you for coming in. Thank you both for
I love
your
the way he danced around your questions. He managed to avoid answering either one of them.
Both of them. But that's all right. We'll talk about it. I just appreciate the fact that he comes on our show.
I know.
And I think that's a massive improvement over those that don't.
Guts.
But I would like to say thank you both for your humanitarian efforts. That's wonderful work you're doing each year in Haiti, and all of us in the community appreciate it. Thanks for being here. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
Wait.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
Allegra is Northern Nevada's #1 offset printing and digital copying facility.
From disc to destination, Allegra utilizes tomorrow's technology today. We specialize in booklets, catalogs, manuals, newsletters, stationery, and envelopes.
Xerox, Docutech, 4-color printing with Heidelberg Speedmaster, desktop publishing and design, graphic services, pickup and delivery.
If you need printing, Allegra can do it. From disc to destination.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And welcome back. We now head down to Las Vegas, where we're joined by John L. Smith, columnist for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Always a pleasure to have you on the program, John.
Hey, thanks very much. Good to be here.
John, good to see you again. Listen, you were able to cover the Senator Reid hearing on silicosis yesterday. Could you briefly give us a quick summary of that?
Certainly. Yesterday at the Clark County Government Center, Senator Harry Reid, who's been, of course, a longtime opponent of Yucca Mountain, conducted a hearing on the presence in the lungs of several former Yucca Mountain workers of silicosis, which is developed from breathing in too high a particle number of dust. It was a very interesting hearing from this standpoint, is that it's a real basic safety issue when you're talking about dust on the job site, in a construction site, especially in a tunnel digging operation, a basic, really a mining operation of a kind. And so, Reid took the time to exploit that issue on behalf of those who oppose Yucca Mountain, but I think it transcended that. I think it's one of those instances where they have contractors, or what appears to be solid evidence of a kind of malfeasance, and so it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out legally and whatnot. Whether it will stop the Yucca Mountain train, of course, remains to be seen.
Okay, would you explain what you mean by malfeasance in this instance?
Sure. By absolutely not adhering to common safety practices, by the kind of thing that's in every safety manual, really on almost every job site anymore, has to do with basic respiratory issues. Protecting the lungs from breathing in things like dust or bits of paint if you're around a spray painting crew, sandblasters. They have to wear the proper equipment. They're in a multi-billion-dollar construction operation there at Yucca, and people were not instructed properly or were not supervised to the extent where they were wearing their masks and where those masks were protecting them. And now you've got people with 50% lung capacity. You've got people who are basically damaged for life because of that.
You know, I brought up an issue on the pundit panel earlier this week in talking about the Madrid bombings and the horror of a train being blown up by explosives, and it just made me think of what the potential might be for a nuclear waste train to be blown up in the same fashion. Do you have concerns like that?
Well, I definitely think that is probably post 9/11 the most dramatic argument to make against Yucca Mountain, is that every 18-wheeler that goes down the highway hauling the stuff in a few years, every train car load and what have you that goes down the rails is a potential terror target. It's certainly an argument that those who oppose it are making. Those who support it are saying, oh, well, it's really not an issue, and the overriding concern is to move this stuff into one location rather than dozens and dozens of locations. Problem is, as we know, by their schedule, and assuming government keeps a schedule, and I would laugh about that out loud. But,
we are too.
But assuming government keeps a schedule, we're talking about a couple decades worth of hauling of this kind of material daily across highways and rail lines throughout the country, up to 3,000 miles. So I really believe that this is it's an excellent argument to make. It's kind of of course a tragic concept to even consider, but that's the reality we live in.
John, we don't have much time, but the Pappas case is an eminent domain case in Las Vegas that's been in the news the last couple of years, and last week the U.S. Supreme Court said they refused to hear the case. It got sent back, so I guess it rests on its laurels with the Nevada Supreme Court decision. What message do you think the Pappas case sends to the people of Nevada?
Well, I definitely think, at least for the people of Las Vegas, that might has always made right, and in this case, the previous city regime took the Pappas family's land against their will, using eminent domain, offered them a price that they believed was not only compensatory, but they basically were not looking for any price for many years, and so I think that it raises a real serious issue of what the rights of the average person really are, especially in Las Vegas, especially in that downtown corridor where the casino industry has had so much clout.
And what message does that send to the Reno City Council and downtown Reno?
Well, I think it should send a warning message to any common person down there. I think certainly it gives a green light. Eminent domain is a legal use if it's done for blight reasons and for specific other reasons, but it should be used sparingly. It should be used only in areas where you're getting cooperation from people. Unfortunately, you've got a lot of entrenched folks down there, and the political clout usually wins out.
John, it's always a pleasure having you on. We'll have you on again soon, and looking forward to it.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, John.
John L. Smith from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
It's time for the 2004 Home and Garden Show.
And we invite you to come see us at Affordable Landscaping.
We create outdoor rooms with enchanting water gardens and graceful waterfalls.
At Affordable Landscaping, our designers will customize your yard to complement and enhance the beauty of your home. Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Bart. We're owners of Affordable Landscaping. We look forward to seeing you at the Home Show, March 26th through the 28th.
Just look for Rusty here. He looks a little like Bart.
The Aboud family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
Join us for the uncorking of the 3rd Reno Tahoe Wine, Food, and Jazz Festival, April 30th through May 2nd at the Reno Hilton. Sample wines, cooking demonstrations, live jazz, and purchase fine art at festival days. Try dishes from the Reno Hilton's finest restaurants and taste wines from over a dozen wineries at the Grand Tasting. And at the exclusive Winemakers Reception and Art Auction, meet winemakers from Cakebread Cellars, Sequoia Grove, Benziger, and others. A fine wine festival that won't need to age to perfection. April 30th through May 2nd, only at the Reno Hilton.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined on our pundit panel today by Keith Lee and Martha Gould. Pleasure to have both of you here.
Nice to be here.
Want to jump right in. Martha, this eminent domain situation that John was talking about, you know, there's been a lot of discussion about some of the properties downtown and the possible use of eminent domain. What do you think this all means?
I have some real concerns with the approach that I think the City Council has had in the past dealing with the eminent domain. If you look at the law, and if I remember it correctly, it has to be used for the public good, not for private good. And there has been, I think, in the past a real blurring between the public and the private good in how the City Council has used eminent domain. It should be used with great caution, and whomever is impacted by eminent domain really deserves to be recompensed at market value. I'm not sure that's happened in the past. And when you're elected to public office, you are elected to serve the public, and in the use of eminent domain, that doesn't always happen.
Keith, weigh in here.
Well, with respect to the Las Vegas case, I'm not particularly familiar with it. I know some of the things. It's the old adage, bad cases make bad law. And that was probably a situation where, as John's reported earlier, there was a lot of politics involved. And clearly when politics interferes with the exercise of a governmental right, such as eminent domain, which, as Martha says, must be exercised judiciously, carefully, and with great regard for the private rights of individuals, property rights of individuals, when any of that is out of balance, then you get a case such as the Las Vegas case, and again, it's makes bad law, and that's the case in this particular situation, I believe.
And what we had there was that they took away the Pappas' business. This was their livelihood that they took away in order to turn it into a garage for the nearby casinos. And so we weren't talking about...
Free months experience.
Yeah, right. And so we're not talking just about the present value of your home or something. We're talking about their years of their livelihood and income that was taken away from them. I understand that the mayor, Oscar Goodman, did offer to settle for $7 million. The Pappas family felt they'd gone so far over all these years they wanted to take it to the U.S. Supreme Court. When the U.S. Supreme Court refused the case, then that kept standing all across the nation, all of the laws regarding eminent domain. And we are seeing, from various groups in Washington, D.C., we are seeing abuse of this done by not just Las Vegas, but public entities all over the nation. I think you told me, Sam, though, that Mayor Cashel said he was concerned about the use of...
Yes, he basically said to me at one point that when you use eminent domain, you've got to go to court and you've got to have money in your hand at the time you're doing it. It can be a very expensive proposition and not necessarily one he wanted to take on.
So hopefully they'll use judicious caution.
I hope they use judicious caution.
Okay, let's talk about fired up Democrats. Democrats seem to be on fire right now.
Are they in favor of Kerry, or is it just anti-Bush?
Actually, they are in favor of Kerry at this point. That came across very loud and clear. But what also came across was a real reaching out to the supporters of other presidential hopefuls to make sure that they're included in whatever happens at the national level. So it was a wonderful day. I can remember...
This is the convention.
This is the Democratic convention. I can remember conventions when you could have shot a cannon through the hall and not hit anything or anyone. So to see so many people, and so many new people, that suddenly have realized their responsibility in a democratic republic, that they had to participate and they wanted to participate. It was wonderful.
Do you have a semblance that this year is like another political year?
Well, I think it's hard to compare it to anything at least in my memory of the past. But let's keep in mind, New York Times had a poll, had an article last week, and I mean, I think it's wonderful the Democrats are energized beyond what I've seen them energized in a long time, in this state particularly. The Democrats have gone from a position of power to one of lack of power to complacency, and now I think they're back up with some energy, and I think that's important to the two-party system. I think, though, what you're going to see is, I mean, the Democrats belong to Kerry, the Republicans belong to Bush. As the New York Times says, it's that 6% in the middle that's going to decide the election. And so, you know, it's up to the Democrats to make sure all of their people turn out. It's up to the Republicans to make sure they turn out. Then it's the 6% that you have to persuade first and then get them to vote. And that's where the election's going to lie.
Where does Ralph Nader play into this?
Well, he'll steal some votes in some states, but he's not going to get on the ballot in enough places to make a difference.
He won't be like 4 years ago.
But quickly, yesterday, Kerry, of course, was under a lot of heat for saying that he'd been given support by leaders of foreign nations. Now, you know, I don't want another nation interfering in our elections here. I don't want them giving their support or not giving their support to various candidates. Was Kerry right or wrong to have opened his mouth and said anything?
I think he was wrong. I think Secretary Powell has challenged him to say who those foreign leaders are, and clearly Kerry can't, I don't think, nor will he, because if in fact that was said, it was said in a confidence that certainly isn't in the best interest of our government for that to be revealed.
And Andy, you have now become an isolationist. We're out of time. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers.
I didn't have a chance to say.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
So, who do you use for workers' comp?
Pro Group Management.
Ah, I've heard some good things about them.
Oh, you bet. Employee background checks, safety training, claim seminars. Oh, and here's the great part. If you have an issue, they work for you, not against you.
Sounds perfect. And expensive.
Well, that's the best part. They saved me 30%. I've heard they saved others 50%.
Works for me. Pro Group Management. Finally, workers' comp that works for you.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Tomorrow, former U.S. Senator and Governor Richard Bryan.
See you tomorrow.